amigos? Les saluda David Garza de Los Musicales, and I had the honor to record accordion on a very special track, Pero Eso No, by Gigi Guerrero y Los Chicanos. Fue la última canción que grabara Gigi con su papá, Juan Guerrero, el gran compositor de Ya Te Vi, Con Dinero No y muchas otras canciones. Una verdadera leyenda de la música tejana. So don't miss it, Pero Eso No drops June 27. Puro tejano con mucho amor. Suerte, Gigi Guerrero.
Hello, everyone out there in Internetlandia. Saludos from Giras y Desveladas. Saludos from Gigi La Chicana Guerrero. I hope everybody's having a great long weekend. As you can see, my co-host is not here because she's enjoying her long weekend. Thank you to Norma Salazar for always backing me up and being here as a co-host. But she's taking the day off, a much needed, restful weekend, long weekend off. I hope everybody's having a good time. I hope everybody's safe. Do not drink and drive. If you drink, Uber, Lyft, friends couches, do that. All right, let's stay safe. I want to thank also all my sponsors that help out Giras y Desveladas. And I wanted to say, because it's been an amazing week. I went and performed at the Tejano Country Awards. I went and did a thing there with the Domingo Live. And one thing that stuck out from all that's going on, and thank you to everybody. Thank you for everybody that's out there, with congrats and thank yous and all that. And I mean, it really means a lot to me. I appreciate it. But one thing that stuck in my mind is, as I'm thanking my sponsors, everybody loved this hat. Everybody's talking about the hat. Well, where did I get it? Well, I got it at one of my sponsors, MJ's Rustic Boutique. They're in San Antonio. Rewind this video or watch it later, and she has a phone number on there. So give her a call. She's got lots of stuff. She'll hook you up, and she's got affordable prices, so she'll work within your budget. So thank you to her. Thank you also to the Jewel out there in downtown San Antonio. They're I believe they're renovating the place, and it'll be up and running soon. So even better and than before. And the thing about the Jewel is that it's really nice place to just go and hang out and relax. It's just really, it's the vibe is just relaxing and just enjoying your day, your life. That's the place to go, to the Jewel. So thank you for my sponsors. Of course, always my sister Mary Lou at Stars in Mission, Texas on 815 East 9th Street between the Whataburger and the Pizza Hut. That's where you go. You can go and they'll make your food. You don't even have to wear pants. Just drive over there. I mean, maybe you should wear pants, but drive over there. They'll cook for you. They'll serve you right there at your car. You can eat in your car or drive it back home. So I highly recommend Stars. They're in Mission. Thank you to them. Also, I want to thank Henry's Beauty Supply in McAllen, also another sponsor. In case you don't know, Gigi's a low to no maintenance kind of individual. So a lot of times Gigi doesn't have time to brush her hair, do her hair. I've got kinky, frizzy hair, que nomás, ugh. So what Gigi does is just stick on some wigs or some toppers, and we are good. There's a place to go, Henry's. You would have never known. A lot of people say, I would have never known. Yeah, because they're that good. So Henry's in downtown McAllen. Go talk to Claudia and she'll hook you up. All right. So back to business. Now, the reason we are here today and starting my journey with the Giras y Desveladas was because my dad talked about his Giras, his Desveladas as a musician since the 60s when he was 15 years old. Younger, of course, but 15 actually professional on the road. um, was one of his stories is the Los Mandrills story. And I've always heard my dad's version, and that's why I put out this podcast, because I didn't get his stories on video, so I started getting all his friends, all the other legends and pioneers, and have them tell their stories of the road, sus giras y sus desveladas, their tours and their sleepless nights. And one person in particular that I wanted to interview is Chon Gomez. He is actually one of my dad's bestest friends. And as I mentioned before, my dad had no brothers. So his music brothers were his brothers. And this is Chon Gomez. And he's one of those. You might know him more for his Gomez Palladium. If y'all ever knew, if you're an artist and you were out there in I don't know, I guess it was the 80s, Gomez Palladium, and like he'll tell you, if you know, if you were somebody, you played at Gomez Palladium there. I think it was in Grand Prairie. So I interviewed him, and I had this. I promised him I would edit it and put it on, and I would edit it and put it on, and this week has been kind of hectic. And I said, okay, this is the week. This is the week. But, you know, Gigi's got so much going on that I didn't have time. So I know I promised I would edit the video, but I might not have edited the video. But I went through it and it's pretty good anyway. So let's talk about Los Mandrills. For those of you who don't know who Los Mandrills are, I'm going to tell you about a man called Rigo Tovar. And Rigo Tovar, look him up, Rigo, Tovar, Tov, as in vase, AR, had this mega international hit called Amor Imposible. We were kids, I didn't know what was going on, and that's when Papi told me that's actually a song from Los Mandrills with my best friend Oscar Villarreal. And so I always heard his story, but I didn't really get to hear Chon's story, and he's part of the story. I'm going to show you some pictures right here. For those of you that are watching, that are you, if y'all are legends yourself, saludos. And look at this, guys. From left to right, it is Juan Guerrero, Chon Gomez, Oscar Villarreal, Rómulo Montalvo, and Abelardo Zamora back in the day. And then check this out. This is Chon Gomez, Willie Marmolejo, not a member of the band. Standing there in the bottom is Roberto Garza, was part of Los Mandrills. Juan Guerrero, my dad, laughing, and that everybody always talks about my dad and his humor. There he is, LOLing, all right, back in the day. And Felipe Marmolejo, also not a member, but that's all the pictures we have for right now. So let me go to Amor Imposible. You might have heard it with Rigo Tovar, and you might not have heard it with Los Mandrills. So here it is.
Aunque yo sé que tu amor y mi amor fueron un imposible, yo sé que tendré que sufrir la ausencia de tus besos. Y desde que tú te alejaste, me hace falta tu calor. Jamás podré olvidarte, porque eres mi único amor. Desde que tú te alejaste, me hace falta tu calor. Es imposible olvidarte. Eres mi único amor. Sin amor y sin consuelo, voy vagando entre la gente, Es imposible olvidarte, porque te llevo en mi mente. Tu amor y mi amor fueron un imposible. Yo sé que tu amor no ha de ser para mí. Jamás en la vida hallarás el consuelo de un amor que te sepa comprender. Desde que tú te alejaste, me hace falta tu calor. Es imposible olvidarte. Eres mi único amor. Eres mi único amor.
All right, that was Amor Imposible, the original, written by Oscar Villarreal, Mission, Texas, um, recorded at Falcon Records in McAllen, Texas. And actually, when I interviewed um, Falcon Records, Arnaldo Ramirez, we talked about that, and that was a big deal to Falcon Records as well. So, without further ado, I will show you the unedited oops version of his interview. Here's Chon Gomez. Let's watch the first part because we had to break it because it was very emotional for all of us there because I mean it's it's something super close to our hearts and but it's a story that needs to be told. And here we go.
Hello, I'm Chon Gomez. I live in Dallas-Fort Worth area now. I grew up in Mission, Texas. Let me see. Let me talk about how I started in the music. It was me and Oscar Villarreal. As little kids, we were wandering around the neighborhoods, and we ran into some people playing rock and roll. It was just amazing for us. We started and we got hooked. And we made a band, and we needed some more players. So I told my friend Oscar that I got a friend at school. He plays the saxophone, a guy named Juan Guerrero, and Oscar said, "No, you don't want him, man. They're from Madero. They're pachucos, gangsters. No, Juan is not like that." So I talked him into it. We brought Juan, and we started practicing. And then we got another guy named Robert Garza. He played the drums. And he was more music savvy than we were. And so we finally got bold enough and went and knocked on the door. It was night. We knew it was closed, but we knocked on the door. And somebody came out. And we told him, hey, he said, what do we want? We want to record. And he looked at me and said, okay, what do you want to record? And he said, rock and roll in Espanol. And the guy said, guys, come back tomorrow and bring the material you got. So we did, and they liked it. So we started recording as Oscar Villarreal y Los Mandrills. Anyway, we did pretty good. We made quite the accomplishment. We knocked the Beatles off of number one in Mexico City, number one in Puerto Rico, and parts of South America.
This is where we had to stop the video because he did get very emotional, remembering everything they did. It was monumental. It was historic. Nobody had done that before, and nobody has talked about it. This was the first time anything like that had happened. Number one, knocking off the Beatles in Mexico, Puerto Rico, South America, Oscar Villarreal y Los Mandrills. So let me go back to a second song that was on there. Let's see. And remember, you can look up, like I'm looking up, you can look up on YouTube Los Mandrills, um, and you will find them. There's a lot of stuff. Let's see. And this one, here we go. I'm going to put it up.
Tengo una cita con Marilu. No lo podía creer, pero ahora puedo ver que eres tú. Oh Marilu, siempre serás tú. En esa cita con Marilu, yo me daré valor y le hablaré de amor. Oh Marilu, siempre serás tú. Si ella me quiere, yo la amaré. Si no me deja, jamás la dejaré. Tengo una cita con Marilu. No lo podía creer, pero ahora puedo ver que eres tú. Oh Marilu, siempre serás tú. En esa cita con Marilu, yo me daré valor y le hablaré de amor. Oh Marilu, siempre serás tú. Si ella me quiere, yo la amaré. Si no me deja, jamás la dejaré.
All right, that was Cita con Marilu, and that was written by my dad, Juan Guerrero. So let's listen to the next part of the interview. Bobby Castañeda, saludos. Saludos from California, Gigi. I love listening to Chicano Tejano music history. You're welcome. And, you know, it's part of our history now that, you know, our heritage is being put in the spotlight. We really need to, I feel, we really need to embrace our heritage and hold on to it because we're losing our heritage. We're losing who we are, and we are amazing as a people, as a género, as Americans of Mexican descent. We've done so much, and our blood. We're come from Mayas, we come from Aztecs, we come from Incas, we come from, I mean, people who invented the zero, all right, and made pyramids and invented the calendar that the whole world uses. That is ours. That is ours to claim. This music is also ours to claim. So let's keep on with the second part of Chon Gomez.
Anyway, Oscar passed away in an accident, so we stopped for a while. And then me and Juan got into a program to build aircraft in Dallas Fort Worth area. And we both left, but he just couldn't the music was his passion. So he came back to the valley and continued, and it made him a big name for himself. If you probably heard about Juan Guerrero, Los Chicano, that's one. Me, I still continued music, but I was working 7 days a week, 12 hours a day. I was real busy. I didn't even have time for music. Finally, I did, and then I made some little bands here and there just for fun and played in places. Then after that, I decided I need to do something bigger. So I opened up a nightclub, and we started real small. And I started hiring bands from the valley or within the Dallas Fort Worth area. And I was doing really, really good for 14 years. We had what they call the Gomez Palladium in Grand Prairie, Texas. And everybody came to play. Pulido, Selena, everybody. Mas, you name it, La Mafia, everybody was playing. Gary Hobbs. And they liked the venue we had going because I would hire the bands for the weekend. And that's these people would bring their families and they would take like mini vacations, and they loved it. So I continued doing that, and the business slowed down. They changed the drinking age here, and that made a huge difference. And let's see, you can edit that down, right? Yeah.
I didn't edit.
Anyway, Oscar passed away in an accident, so we stopped for a while. And then me and Juan got into a program to build aircraft in Dallas Fort Worth area. And we both left, but he just couldn't the music was his passion. So he came back to the valley and continued, and it made him a big name for himself. If you probably heard about Juan Guerrero, Los Chicano, that's one. Me, I still continued music, but I was working 7 days a week, 12 hours a day. I was real busy. I didn't even have time for music. Finally, I did, and then I made some little bands here and there just for fun and played in places. Then after that, I decided I need to do something bigger. So I opened up a nightclub, and we started real small. And I started hiring bands from the valley or within the Dallas Fort Worth area. And I was doing really, really good for 14 years. We had what they call the Gomez Palladium in Grand Prairie, Texas. And everybody came to play. Pulido, Selena, everybody. Mas, you name it, La Mafia, everybody was playing. Gary Hobbs. And they liked the venue we had going because I would hire the bands for the weekend. And that's these people would bring their families and they would take like mini vacations, and they loved it. So I continued doing that, and business slowed down. They changed the drinking age here, and that made a huge difference. And let me see. You can edit that down, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to find words. I often wonder what my fondest memory was when I was in the Mandrills band, Oscar Villarreal and the Mandrills. I always wondered if Rigo Tobar, which is known to have a bigger concert than the Woodstock, I always wondered if he ever played our song in that concert. There was over 1 million people listening to probably our song. It was just being a great feeling to have been there and heard it.
Which song?
Huh?
¿Cuál canción? Which song?
What's oh yeah, the song in mention here is Un Amor Imposible by Oscar Villarreal. Anyway, if you never heard of Oscar Villarreal and the Mandrills, you can look it up on YouTube or blogs or something. He's there. All his songs are there. I'm there too. Anyway, well, I used to play the guitar with the band, and now I can't hear. I got a bum finger. I'm limited to what chords I can do. And anyway, it's been fun doing this. I hope Gigi had fun with it too, and edit all the bad parts. It was fun. Come here, Mira. Love you.
And that was the interview with Chon Gomez, uh, one of Los Mandrills. And this is part of our history that's untold. Now I'm trying to tell it. I'm trying because he was like the Valley's version of La Bamba story, you know. Um, Richie Valens. He was Oscar Villarreal, and anybody could tell you he was just this charismatic guy that it just, you know, everybody just wanted to hear him, be around him, and you know, and my dad and Chon say he was just like, you know, slightly off. You know, he just had a vision of what he wanted to be and what he wanted to do, and he just had all these ideas that that they ran with, and one of them was Amor Imposible, and it did become super duper international hit with him. But right before they got a big tour, and I'll refer um to the interview with Arnaldo Ramirez from Falcon Records. They had a whole tour planned out. They had one more gig, my dad and him, with Los Hermanos Banda, and Oscar Villarreal never came back from that gig. So that changed history. But as far as our history, that's a very important part of our history. Everybody here, especially in Mission, knows Amor Imposible. And when I first started the show, when I had Lori Jean is hija de Cecilio Garza. When we interviewed Cecilio Garza, we sang that song because it is part of our history. And I'm trying to do my part to make sure it stays relevant, because it is important to us, because that's what we're about, that's where we came from. And it's part of our history. You're not, it should be, but it's not in any school books. It should be, to give us pride to our heritage and pride to who we are, and pride for everything that we have done that people don't know about. So mm, I'm going to leave you with one more song that I really like, and it's, uh, let me see. Or maybe I won't leave you. Maybe this will be one of the ones that I play. I'm going to play some more songs from Los Mandrills. And by the way, so many people have put out, if you go into YouTube, there's so many things on Los Mandrills, even the Los Chicanos. And I don't know how this works, but it's like pictures from our personal family albums have ended up on other people's YouTube pages. And so, what are you going to do? It is what it is. So here is one of my.
Hallarás otro amor igual a mí. No podrás encontrar otro amor igual a mí, porque tú llorarás, porque tú llorarás la falta de mi amor. Si tal vez llegarás a encontrar ese amor, no podrás ya curar la pena ni el dolor, porque tú llorarás, porque tú llorarás la falta de mi amor. No podrás ya olvidar los besos que te di, porque yo estaré siempre junto a ti, porque tú llorarás, porque tú llorarás siempre junto a mí. No hallarás otro amor igual a mí, no podrás encontrar otro amor igual a mí, porque tú llorarás, porque tú llorarás la falta de mi amor. Si tal vez llegarás a encontrar ese amor, no podrás ya curar la pena y el dolor, porque tú llorarás, porque tú llorarás la falta de mi amor. No hallarás otro.
All right, that was Porque Tú Llorarás, another song by Oscar Villarreal. I encourage you to go out there on YouTube, YouTubelandia, and explore our history, explore our musical history. Go into Falcon Records, go into the Frontera. The Frontera put out, I think it's UCLA, if I'm not mistaken, that has put out a lot of the music from Falcon Records on YouTube. That's our history, guys. That's us. That's our stuff. That's where all of what you're hearing right now, that's where it came from. Know your history. If you're looking for songs, my goodness, there's some gems. gems out there. You know, you don't have to record what La Ley del Monte for the bajillionth time. There's plenty of Chicano music, American of Mexican descent music, early Tejano music, Carlos Guzmán, los clásicos, los únicos de Mel Villarreal, Snowball, Tacho Rivera, of course, los fabulosos cuatro. That is just amazing stuff. I highly recommend that you get to know our own history, because maybe you don't. Maybe you don't. Can you hear me? Mary Lou says, you can't hear me. Hope you can. All right. So that'll be my show for today. Have a safe, long weekend. Diosito me los cuide mucho. If you didn't get to see this live, you can watch uh, Giras y Desveladas on YouTube. Giras y Desveladas. Make sure to subscribe, like and subscribe, and share. You can find it on Gigi La Chicana Guerrero Facebook page. You can find it on Giras y Desveladas Facebook page. And you can also find it on Tejano TV, Roku channel Tejano TV, and our own channel, Giras y Desveladas. So we're on there as well. And saludos, Carmen. Carmen was our keyboard player for Los Chicanos this past weekend at Domingo Live. Saludos. And guys, if you didn't get to see us on Domingo Live, they're on YouTube. They put out 5 videos of us. That is so cool. An interview and 3 songs and one song of my dad, a throwback video from back in the day. Oh my goodness. They told me, we're not going to play your video, pero eso no, with David Garza, which is a song that I have right now. Please go to my new channel, by the way. And they said, because we have a vintage video. And I thought, well, okay, it's probably when we came out in 2013. So I thought, yeah, I'm ready. Okay, that's fine. No. It talk about Sucker Punch, Below the Belt. They took out a video of my dad, like in the late 70s, early 80s. Oh my gosh. And I did not expect that. And normally when I get prepared, like if I'm going to see my dad or some material of him or talk about him, I prepare myself mentally, because I'm always going to miss him. I'm always going to be in mourning. So they said that. And when they played it, I wasn't ready. And I was trying to compose myself, but I couldn't. The more I tried to compose myself, the more I started shaking. I thought this is getting worse. So I just tried to do my best and compose myself. We were going to go cut to a song of ours, of Gigi Guerrero, Los Chicanos, but plans had to change because Gigi was a mess. So when you see me on the interview with Barbie Leo, saludos to Barbie Leo and Rudy Treviño, I am just a mess. I had been just bawling, and just had to take a deep breath and do the interview. But it was amazing to see my dad and everything that he's doing. And the song that they did was Di de que color, I believe. And that song was recorded by Jaime de Anda, re-recorded over there at Freddie Records. So saludos to everybody. Saludos, Carmen. Thank you out there. Thank you, Mark Perales and Rick Vega and forgetting the name, the gringo. Anyway, thank you guys for coming on the show. Papuchi, saludos. Hola desde Cuba, tu amiga Papuchi. Papuchi, saludos y felicidades con todo el éxito que estás teniendo en Cuba. Te estamos viendo desde el rey del Tex-Mex de Cuba. Saludos y mucho más para ti. Oraciones para tu carrera, que siga, y a ver cuándo nos vemos acá en Texas, que te salgas de Cuba. Junior Aldaco, saludos de Michigan. Saludos. Hello, everybody. Ray, yes, thank you. Ray Chandler, the bass player. Thanks, Carmen. I don't know. I get like a mental block right there. Thank you to the guys. And by the way, okay, just throwing it out there, Los Chicanos are ready to roll. We're ready to play. We've got a band. Here's our phone number. Let me see. I know it says to be a guest on our show. And by the way, Carmen, if you want to be a guest on our show, go ahead. Here it is. 692-7465, area code 956, because I'm a 956 Puro Bayuco. 692-7465. If you want to be a guest on the show, right now we're scheduling for December. So if you want to be on there, or maybe I haven't done I don't know if I'm going to do a Christmas show again. If I do, hey, come on board, let me know, and we'll get that done. Let me see. And let's see. And Carmen says you're welcome. And Papuchi, saludos, Papuchi, quién sabe qué mandas ahí. Saludos a todos. And if you're seeing this, like I said, if you're seeing this as a again and not live, go find out about our history, and go find out about the music, the beautiful, wonderful, magical music that was before the golden age of Tejano. Of course, the golden age of Tejano is awesome. We love it. It put us on the map. Selena put us on the map, but there were some other people before. So I encourage you to learn about our history, learn about our own music. And Carmen wants to be on my show. We're going to get you on, Carmen. We'll get you on. Carmen, thank you so much. Carmen Esparza, guys, and she was my keyboard player. If you go look and go check out Domingo Live on YouTube or wherever you can find, I don't know where else they have it. Oh, I think they have K-Triple-I TV app. So wherever you can find it, watch it. And go ahead and I'm just going to be self-serving right now. Go watch the video. Go to my new channel, Gigi Guerrero y Los Chicanos, Pero Eso No, which is actually the very last time I recorded with my dad in the studio. We caught the very last time. We didn't know, but it was the very last time. And so we caught that on video at the giant, beautiful recording studio de Paulino Bernal in McAllen. And with my dad, Juan Guerrero, with David Lee Garza, with Armando Chori Hinojosa, Ruben Garza, Sam Lopez, El Supermex was also there. Who else? Ernesto Bernal was helping out there. So it's a beautiful video. I recommend you go see it, like it, watch it, share it, subscribe. And by the way, ya que estamos aquí, send some stars for your support, guys. Ya viene el bill de StreamYard. So if y'all want to send some stars so we can keep the lights on, I'd highly appreciate it. And by the way, I don't know if Mary Lou still has her $5 burger combo on, but if she does, go out there, $5 combo. You're not going to see that again. You're not going to see that again. And let me just say, share, like, follow, and subscribe. Thank you, guys. Thank you for watching. Love you. Que Diosito me lo bendiga. Thank you for everybody. Oh, by the way, thank you for everybody who's been praying for me and been asking me about my health. I actually, thank you, Jesus. And I do believe in prayer. So I know it was you guys, along with medicine and me trying on my best, and your prayers and God, that I am out of the danger zone of liver disease. I was at stage 4 and I have been reverted to stage 3. I still got a long way to go. I'm nowhere near the safe part of liver disease, but I'm not as bad as I was before. And that I attribute to you guys praying for me, for God, for everybody that's watching out for me, my family, my sister, my daughter, everybody that's just been on my side. I appreciate you. I love you. I just had a powwow yesterday with my bestie, Chema Hernandez. I love you. And, just put everything back in place for me. And thank you, guys. Love you. Take care. And out we go.